Good day to all my friends. This is Marcus from Metaphysics. So first and foremost, I would like to say thank you to all friends here who have been staying with us in the events, workshops, Facebooks, and also Telegram. In fact, a lot of you have been with us since a long time, since the days where we are still having the face-to-face workshop before the COVID. So thank you very much for being around, for growing together with us on the path of Chinese metaphysics. And also, in fact, a lot of you have become clients, become friends. And you all have also joined my master classes. Some topics are taught regarding how to read people's characters, luck, strength, weaknesses based on their mobile number without knowing their date and time of birth. We've also conducted masterclass that teach people how to read the environment applying I Ching without complicated formulas. We have also shared with friends on applying plum blossom without any reliance on complicated formulas and servers and plots. So thank you very much for all of you who have been with us growing together on this path of the amazing Chinese metaphysics. Today, I would like to take this chance to share something different. Moving on, as we learn, we grow, we apply to help us on our life. Now, Chinese metaphysics is, to me, is as simple as this. While the art was an ancient way of how to read qi, don't just learn and feel mystical, mesmerized through the concepts. Do not just stop there. Apply those techniques in our life to solve our life challenges. That is a key part. Okay, so that when we are able to apply the stuff that we have learned to solve our challenges on our path, whether it's for business, for relationships, for health, for growth, for career, or for financials, for whatever reason, we must apply this on those aspects so as to have returns, to have gains, to have growth and development. Then what we are learning, we are putting it to good use. And with that returns, we are able to also venture out furthermore on other learnings. If not, we will just be stopping short at learning and don't know what to do. So my style of applying Chinese metaphysics is always, number one, make it very practical. And I am not the fan of being concepts only. So being practical, able to apply has always been my number one goal. And I hope that I've sent the same messages to all my friends who have joined in on our path. That should be the number one goal, to apply it. So effort must be there for you to make enough affordable mistakes so that you can grow, getting your hands dirty so that you can expand your knowledge, your skill set to work towards mastery. Second thing is, while we are applying, always try to see what are the things that we are able to get back from what we have learned. Because people at our age, whether you are in your 20 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus, unless you are very free and you got nothing much to do in your life, but I believe most of you are actually trying to learn something to help you in your quest, in your journey. So always come from the angle of how to make back what you have put in to learn. Whether you spend time, energy, effort, attention, money on something that you have learned, make sure that it gives you returns. The ROI must be there. So that when you're able to get the ROI, you're able to move on to other skill sets. So whether it is about Chinese metaphysics for this case, or we are learning about stocks and shares analysis, investment, you're learning about project management, you're learning about how to sell, you're learning about any skills in life, there must be a return. So that you are growing and you are able to mature, able to test it out, able to apply it, able to get results, and that leads to returns. Okay, so these two has always been my fundamentals while friends are embarking on our path of learning Chinese metaphysics with metaphysics. Okay, applicable and aiming for returns. Now, today I would like to take this chance to talk about this thing called the yellow-black path. In Chinese, you might have heard from your grandparents or your parents or some of your friends saying, hey, go and find this thing called the Wang Dou Gat Yat. In Cantonese, you call it Wang Dou Gat Yat. Chinese called Huang Dao Ji Ru. Why Huang Dao? Why Ji Ru? Okay. Huang Dao actually refers to the yellow path. In fact, according to the art of Chinese metaphysics, the whole phrase is called Huang Dao, Hei Dao, Zhe Ru. Okay, where it's called the yellow path, black path. Also, they call it yellow belt, black belt. All right. So in the ancient time, people are more straightforward. Okay, so they would like to make it, and it was presented in such a way that yellow path or stars on the yellow path are good, stars on the black path are not good. But I think living until this current modern day society, sometimes the binary may not always be a 1 or 0. And I think it's more importantly to see things from the angle of what else we can still do. It's very important what else we can still do based on the stuff that we are stuck with. With this mindset, we are opening our mind to see what are the things that allow us to move just that one step ahead, rather than sitting down, rolling on the ground, throwing tantrums, complaining, whining, correct? So it's always good to see what else you can still do to move that one single step ahead. So I would like to see this yellow-black path from the perspective of also, at times, what else we can still do. Now, a little bit of the ancient text sharing. So, 黄道吉日，黑道凶日. Okay, yellow path auspicious day, black path inauspicious day. That's what they called it last time. Now, long story short, when we talk about the yellow belt or yellow path, it refers to within that 1 year, how are we orbiting around the sun, and henceforth we are going to have these 4 seasons, or we call it in Chinese metaphysics the 24 seasonal changes, 24节气. Okay, from spring, summer, autumn, winter. So all this surrounding around the sun is called the yellow belt. Very easy, right? Yeah. So, and then within that 1 year, also how the moon is orbiting around the planet, it is known to be the black path, the black belt. So in the past, people like to study astrology, looking into the sky, the cosmos, and planetary movements to understand the yellow and black path. It is an art, a very profound art, way back in the past. Now, fast forwarding hundreds of years later, many hundreds of years later, it has become an art where they make it simplified, and one of the contexts under the yellow black path is known to be the 12-day officer. 12-day officer. Okay, so in this 12-day officer, what you are seeing down here, you have the establish, remove, abundance, balance, stable, initiate, destruct, danger, success, harvest, open and close day. So these are the 12 days officer, which they are actually determined by the branch of the month and the branch of the day. So with the different branch of the month meeting the different branch of the days, there is an assigned officer to that day. And with that, it will be under one of the 12. Alright, under one of the 12. In the past, as I've just shared before, people like to make it simple. So they will actually call established day the abundance day, the balance day, the harvest day to be black. And they also call stuff like the remove day, the danger day, the stable day, and the initiate day as the yellow, which means auspicious. So and then they add the success and the open. Oh, very good. And yeah, that's how they define it in the past. But always come from the angle of, as I said just now, do what you can still do and write on it. So very much the perspective will be going beyond just knowing the day is good or not good. Going beyond that, we are all very smart and wise people now. So going beyond that actually means you do activity that are in sync with the day is a higher level of game playing. That means you do the right activity and the established day will be just as good. If you are doing activities which are in sync with you, that in sync with the danger day, is just as good. Who says closed day are always a lousy day? That's what I'm trying to say. So open up your perspective. Don't just be like, oh, this is a good day, that's a bad day. That is too kindergarten. We are now advancing to a time where we need to be versatile, do what we can still do, learn from the past, making affordable mistakes, and yet still trying to shorten our curve for returns. So it's very important a mindset that we are playing at a level where we are doing activities which are in sync to the energy for the day. That'll be even a smarter move. Alright? That'll be an even smarter move. So don't just stop short and saying this is good, that's bad, yellow is good, black is bad. That's too simple, okay? Alright, now, so let me go through the 12-day officers in case you are not familiar. Okay, so hope that so far, after listening for the past several minutes, you have gained some insights, grounds, perspective, and overview of how you should be seeing Chinese metaphysics and how you should look at different aspects, and for this topic, the yellow-black path or the 12-day officer. Now, for established day, it is primarily good for making business meetups, business dealings, when you are having also negotiations with your counterparts, and to meet up with them to see what you can offer and what you must take, give a little, take a little to gain a win-win situation. Then established day is good to establish certain fundamentals. People use this day also to start their construction work, okay, their groundwork, renovations. And it is also recommended for seeking medical treatment. Okay. So for remove day, it is really about removing of stuffs. So don't always say remove is a bad thing. Remove can be a good thing also, like removing bad habits, the start of removing your fats in your tummy, removing of non-workable thoughts, removing of certain unwanted events in your life that's bothering you. That's a good remover, correct? So removing they are good to end relationship which are undesirable, whether it's for love or with somebody or your colleagues, okay? Or put an end to something that's not workable in a relationship is good also, while you carry on with the same person. Remove day is also good to get rid of something or remove something that you do not want or undesirable, that you want to just pull the nail out from the board, okay? Now, remove days is also sometimes good for clearing stocks, accounting for assets, okay? In case they are doing like stock check, for example, then removing day is also a good day, okay? To remove all doubts that you have on the inventory gaps. And removing day, sometimes people use it to start a certain diet, or let's say going for an operation to remove some let's say a tumor, remove something that's undesirable. And yes, people also uses this remove day for clearances clearance of bad energy or stagnant chi. If your house has tons of clutters, then remove day is a very good day to get things out, throw things out, remove the unwanted stuff. Now, let me take this chance to share a bit. When we talk about decluttering, decluttering doesn't mean keep the space empty, open, and that's it. Decluttering doesn't stop short at just putting stuff neatly down there, okay? Now, let me tell you, when we are trying to declutter important areas in our house, let's say, decluttering means this. Those stuff that you are using literally every day, you put it there, it's okay, and make it neat. Those stuff that you are using probably once a month, you put it further away, not in the area. Further away where it doesn't obstruct the key space in your house. Those stuff that you're using every half a year, one time, you put it in the storeroom. Those stuff that you know that you have not been even touching it or remembering that it's there for the last 2 years or 3 years, then it's time for you to consider whether to keep put in the main storeroom or you just throw it away. So that with that, you are protecting your important spaces on decluttering those, and in that way you're making it neat and clearing space. Okay, so always bear in mind, decluttering doesn't mean just clear it off or make it neat. If you're putting unwanted stuff and make it neat, it's just going to be choking the space again. All right, so be smart. Now, the next officer is abundance. Some of you all call it fool. Okay, 滿日滿日. So abundance, they are primarily good for housewarming. Housewarming, where you gather a lot of people, and while gathering the people and networking, you feel that a lot of flow are going, a lot of interactions are going. That should be the mindset, and that should be the intent. Okay, abundance, full of flow, full of exchanges, full of communication. And abundance day, people sometimes uses it to sign contracts and agreements. Okay, not lawsuit, agreement. So that you are also trying to invite more agreements or serious closures to come your way. And in the past, ancient time, people also uses the abundance day for debt collection. You want to collect as much back to yourself as you can from the people. So debt collections, people uses the abundance day. Now, what else? And also, official openings, people also uses abundance day. All right. So there you goes. Now for the next officer, balance. Okay, 平日. Now it is good for negotiations. Okay, it's good for negotiations when your ground, your stand, you are at the losing end. You want to gain back some ground through negotiation so that it become a more balanced situation between you and your opponent. That balance day is good in that sense. Okay, it is good for communications to drive towards a win-win. All right, so that you are able to gain back the lost ground. Okay. And also, when you are finding yourself in the losing end and you have good reasons to keep pursuing on the attempt, then you can consider using balance day to again gain back or catch up what you have lost. Okay, so balance day. Now moving on, stable day, 定日 or 定日 in Cantonese. Stable day are primarily good to do something that you are trying to promote a long term. Okay, long term, for example, starting of a job, if you intend to stay there for long, starting of a relationship, a long-term relationship with someone, and stable day are also good for marriage. But the assumption is you're going to be there for a longer period, right? Yeah. So anything that you're embarking on that you intend to stay long, okay, it's just like I Ching, right? I Ching, there is this hexagram called consistency, 横卦. Okay, it is also in tune to this stable. officer. Okay, so or you are starting to have you are going to embark onto a project assigned by your boss, and this project is going to last for many months, or in fact 1-2 years. Then this stable day is a good option. Okay, so and about hiring staffs, if you are hiring staffs, you want them to start also can consider them to start on a stable day, because you don't want to have a wild ball coming into your team and stir shit. Isn't that so? All right. Okay. Now moving on, the next day officer is the initiate. Initiate are stars where you would like to let's say accept a particular assignment, and or you start a project on your side, or you want to open a business. Yeah, then initiate is a good day. Okay, and initiate day is also a day where you do your own initiation, where you can start something, maybe like a renovation work also. Okay, something where you have control, that you would like to take the move first to get the ball rolling, to get the thing heated up, to get the event moving. Then initiate day is a good day. Okay, or like launching a product also will do this good. Now the next officer is actually destruct. A lot of times in the past, people do not like destruct day. They call it 万事不利. Everything also not good. But moving into this current society, based on what I've just said in the earlier portion, you can consider using the destruct day for let's say tearing down a building, demolishing, or really like tearing up. It is very close to removing, but this is more like tearing down. Okay, how to do structural change on a physical environment. Okay, so this is good for that. Of course, people will never ever choose a destruct day for marriage, correct or not? You don't want to tear down a marriage, right? You want to tear down a house, you want to tear down you want to do a restructuring in your office, then destruct day can consider. Okay, so now danger day, a lot of people are very fearful of danger day also. In the past, they also call it 万事不利, everything also don't do. You mean what? You go and hide and cocoon at home? Even if you're at home, you can get hurt, Correct. So now, a more smarter way for danger day is if you have that strong heart, the courage. Some people, the more they fight, the more they become tougher, and the more they hype up they are, because every day is a new challenge. They like new challenges, and they will take up new stuff to learn, to do, to grow. So danger day are not for the weak hearts usually, but danger day you can do a lot of things. Okay, danger day you can actually start to venture into new opportunities that are within your ability. 危机 in Chinese, 危中有机. Alright, that means in through dangers you seek opportunities. So this is how it works. Usually danger day in the past, people also do stuff like praying, religious activities, worshipping, offerings. Okay, and in the past danger day, they also try to do stuff like dismantling and tearing down. Okay, yeah. So now, so you can actually do. I would consider danger day to be a very opportunistic day. That's based on if you are up to the game. Okay, so you can do it as long as you are playing games, embarking onto events that you have taken your calculated risk. Then not an issue. You can go on and choose the danger day. Now, success day is a day that's well liked by all. Okay, success day. So success day, they call it all activities that you hope for a good start, any activities that you hope for a good ending, any activities that you hope for a good progress. You can choose the success day. Okay, in fact, one of the preferred days among the 12 days officer. So whether for marriage, for work, for business proposal, for medical treatment, success day is a good day where you can ride on the chi. Okay, so even moving into a new house, or even for burial, if you think you got the option to choose, you can go for the success day. All right, so it is a happy day where a lot of people will try to use this day for, except usually people don't choose success day for lawsuit. People do not also yeah, meaning they don't choose this for lawsuit. Okay, yeah, other than that, yes. Now the next day officer is actually called harvest show rule. Okay, harvest. Okay, now harvest day is a day where people like to do stuff like a consolidation, a stock take, and also for activities where you're trying to get something back. Maybe you have gone through months of sowing the seeds, and now you're trying to reap some results, reap some data, harvest some of the good stuff that you've done for so many months. Then harvest day is a good day to get back something. Okay, maybe an appreciation, a recognition, collect back some data, or taking back some favors that your friend owes you, or you're trying to put in a lot of effort and you want to test to see whether you can propose or you can close the deal, or if you think you've done a good job and the time is right and the day is good and it is still a harvest day, you want to ask your boss for appreciation, for recognition, for a raise, yes, you may consider. Okay, the next one is called the open day, Kai Ru. Okay, open day is also pretty well liked. Usually open days is a day where you can open up and, let's say, meet friends, meet colleagues, interact around, network around. You can do housewarming. Open days is also good for official opening or signing agreements with your customers or starting a new job. Or sometimes people like to use these to open days to resume a new promoted position in the current job. So there are many things you can do in open days, well liked by a lot also. All right, now last but not least, we have the close day officer, P Ru. Okay, now close day officer is a time where we try to do things within or for within. That means maybe you want to do a day where you want to look back into your life, your journey, your day after so busy for so long. You want to choose a close day to reflect within and see what is being done right or wrong. Or you want to choose close day for a day where you want to rejuvenate your mental capacity after being tired after working hard on a certain project, or going through a particular relationship. You want to reflect what can be done better. Close day is good. Close day is also good to look within. Close days are good also for retreats, to look internal, to look within, or even spend time not running around outside, but to spend time with your close-knitted family members. Something that's more about going inwards, about going back to the home ground, about going back to the fundamentals. Close day are good for that. So now you see, I presented to you the 12 days officer in a manner that says what else you can still do, and don't just say good or bad for that day and you decide activities. That is very primary. But now you're advancing to a higher level. We should see the 12 day officer in this manner. So your key role is you have something to do, and if you think you can, choose the activities based on what you are trying to get out from it that ties to the strength of any of the relevant corresponding 12 days officer, so that you are doing activities that are in sync to the strength of the officer. Then you have a higher chance of opportunistically tapping the chi well and play well, and hence having a more favorable result down the road. Has this been useful? Hope that it has been, and I only talk about the 12 days officer under the context of yellow black path 黄道黑道 only, there are other stuff under this context. So if you think what you like, you've learned something, you've gained enough clarity, or you are new and hey, this is something I've never heard before, or even if you are those who know, and what you have gone through in the last many minutes of this sharing has given you new perspectives, do give us some likes, shares, and comments in this group. And if there are enough of this, I will probably share a little bit more on other aspects of the yellow black path. Okay, now again, let me re-highlight like a broken record. Always come from the angle of you learn something so that you can apply. You have to put in effort for the application. You are putting in effort to opportunistically turn the event more favorable towards your side, so that you are trying to make gains and returns from what you have done. Don't just spend time, energy, effort happily learning, but apply it to gain back something in your life. If you are agreeing with me, then what I've just shared will work for you. Okay? Alright, hope to see your comments, likes, and shares. And till the next time, if there's a chance we talk a lot more, take care, stay safe, and hope to see more comments from you in this group Telegram. Thank you very much, Marcus from Metaphysics.